Zola Anguela o veteranu, ako Itabua. Ako do talitain na barong na Bula FM, nambando na sir.
Bula, alang gono ilutoka lutalita ka ng Bula FM berarti ni nambang dua sir.
Ni Bula binaka, nanregen go sa Bula FM nga. Na kasi.
Dalang go sa mundo active ng Bula FM nambang dua na sir nusur.
Ni Bula binaka, narang go Jerry, yang melambasa. Ang do barong na Bula FM, nambang dua.
Bula FM, nambang dua na sir.
In the news tonight, Prime Minister calls SODELPA's Mbuli-Tavu a bully. SODELPA withdraws no confidence vote motion against PM. A new charge for data service providers.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
Attorney General Aya Said Kayum has today called all communities in Fiji to do away with racial slurs and comments against any member of the opposite community. This after he moved a motion in Parliament this afternoon to strongly condemn the statements made or published by SODELPA MP Moses Mbuli-Tavu in the media, including social media. This is related to Mbuli-Tavu having called the Indo-Fiji community Vulangis, and also that their way of handling disputes by killing and stabbing has been picked up by the Itauke community. Lena Rees reports.
SODELPA MP Moses Mbuli-Tavu had also said that certain Indo-Fijian women are unfaithful and that Itauke assaults on women were common given their build. Attorney General Aya Said Kayum says people need to stop judging each other on ethnicity and race.
We now have people justifying racial idioms, saying it's an idiom, it's an acceptable idiom. Mr. Speaker said idioms are also prejudice idioms. It's not only about the Itauke people who are prejudiced. There are Indo-Fijians who are prejudiced too. There's prejudice all around us. We as leaders, however, have to show the way. That's the point.
He says the motion was tabled because government did not want anyone to feel marginalized in the country and question their dignity. Said Kayum further says that as parliamentarians, all MPs need to be good role models.
Because the women on one hand are seen as the guardians of a particular ethnic group, are seen as the gatekeepers of an ethnic group. That's why we have words like mother tongue, motherland, because the women are seen as the people who actually expand your particular grouping. But they are the ones who have violated the most because we have a perverted nature of patriarchy, misogyny actually.
He says women who were referred to by Mbuli-Tavu are pillars of all communities who need to be protected at all times.
The reality of the matter is that we have always said, led by our Honourable Prime Minister, our leader, that we need to be actively aware of how we act in Parliament, not just in Parliament, but also outside Parliament. People watch us, people see us, people listen to us, they get influenced by us. So it is highly incumbent upon us to do the right thing.
Mbuli-Tavu had made these comments some 30-odd days ago. Lena Rees, FBC News.
Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama says SODELPA MP Moses Mbuli-Tavu is a bully who has gone about terrorizing women in his party and also outside of Parliament, and his comments are perverted. Bainimarama not holding back his words during the debate on the motion to strongly condemn the statements published by Moses Mbuli-Tavu in the media, including social media. Ali Kimbia with the story.
Moses Mbuli-Tavu.
Vurenge Bainimarama says Moses Mbuli-Tavu calling Indo-Fijians Vulangi was something that tore down a community and he doesn't deserve to be in Parliament.
And it is shameful that the leader of the opposition and the president of SODELPA have allowed Mbuli-Tavu to remain among the party's ranks. It's shameful that he still sits in this Parliament.
The Prime Minister says Mbuli-Tavu's comments came from a place of hate.
Mbuli-Tavu took a ghastly crime and used it as an ammunition in his campaign to drive his divisive us versus them narrative. The same narrative he's pushed in his entire political career.
Despite Mbuli-Tavu apologizing for his comments, Bainimarama says this is not a real apology.
But anyone who has read his so-called apology will know that he was not genuinely seeking forgiveness.
Bainimarama has made it clear these comments will not be tolerated in the Fiji First Party.
Any member of the Fiji First Party to ever make such statements, that day would mark the last day in this party. That's the standard by which this government operates. That's the high level of responsibility to which we all adhere.
The Prime Minister has also called out the women MPs of SODELPA and the National Federation Party to stand up for the women of Fiji. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
The Social Democratic Liberal Party's move to submit a motion for a vote of no confidence against the Prime Minister, only to withdraw it within hours, has been described as stupidity. Vorenge Bainimarama, who was the target of the motion, says SODELPA knew all along they didn't have the numbers, and the motion was just a ploy to divert attention away from MP Moses Mbulitavu. Late last night, SODELPA leader Rofilipe Tuisawao also received a reprimand from the Speaker for abusing parliamentary procedures. Edwin Nunn reports.
It can only be described as a debacle that has caused some embarrassment to SODELPA.
The conduct of the Honourable Tuisawao in submitting this motion and then subsequently withdrawing it within a matter of hours is highly discourteous, is a gross abuse of parliamentary process, and is not an appropriate use of Parliament's time.
We had requested the no confidence to be heard on Friday, for this Friday, but apparently it was brought up yesterday. So which is on the technicality, I decided to withdraw it.
It was a stupid move on their part. But when they withdrew it, it shows that they had the support from me.
It seems the whole fiasco may have been premature on SODELPA's part, not ready to debate its own motion. However, had Rofilipe done some research, he would have discovered that under the 2013 Constitution, any motion for a vote of no confidence takes precedence over all parliamentary matters.
A motion of no confidence in the Prime Minister has grave consequences and should not be treated lightly in the willy-nilly manner that has been demonstrated by the Honourable Member.
That's based on our assessment and also our collective decision.
Don't carry on a conversation.
The Speaker had much to say about the manner in which Parliament and other MPs had been treated by the SODELPA President. Even the Prime Minister is taking it as a win.
We have the numbers. They know that we have the numbers. It was just one of those moves to tell everyone that Mbulitavu was right.
It shows a lack of respect for Parliament, its decorum, the other members of Parliament, to the Speaker and to the Fijian people.
Rofilipe is likely to think twice before considering such a motion in the future.
Will you be refiling the same motion later?
No comments. No comments on that.
The motion effectively sought a vote from all MPs to remove Bainimarama as Prime Minister and to have Sitiveni Rambuka step into the role. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
Meanwhile, the National Federation Party has once again decided to stay mum and neither support nor oppose actions taken by the opposition. NFP leader Professor Biman Prasad says he was not present in Parliament when the motion was put forward and says he won't make any comments on the matter.
I have no further comments on that. I was in Parliament, I heard the motion was withdrawn, and that's where the matter ends for us.
A 10-cent levy will be payable by service providers of telecommunication companies for every 1 gigabyte of data used by their customers. Passed in Parliament today, the bill to amend the Telecommunication Act by Attorney General Ayaz Said Qayyum will see the introduction of the levy, the proceeds of which will go towards a development trust fund to support Fijian communities who don't have access to the internet. Maggie Boyle reports.
Introduce a levy of 10 cents for every gigabyte of data used by a customer or a telecommunications service provider.
The Attorney General explaining the reason for the new levy that telecommunication companies will soon pay government.
In order for us to be able to continue to invest invest in the telecommunications sector, in particular for those areas or those sectors of the population where we have a very low population density, we need to be able to have funds for that.
Previously, the state collected fees for the Development Trust Fund from international calls. However, more Fijians are now using online apps for their calls.
Initially averaged approximately $7 to $6 million a year. However, we've seen that revenue collection drop quite significantly because of the fact that most people no longer use mobile phones for voice connectivity.
Some opposition members didn't agree with the new levy.
We want people to have access to internet, we want people to use more data, yet we are trying to put this levy.
I propose that this bill not be fast-tracked. Let's, go through the proper consultation process, refer it to the standing committee.
There was, however, an economic argument in support from the Minister of Agriculture.
To take a small portion from data provision, those companies providing data.
The bill was passed with 27 votes in favour, 22 against and 2 no votes. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Fijians need to access the best shipping services and not be stuck with age-old problems. Minister for Transport Choneo Somate made the comment in his contribution during the debate to amend the Maritime Transport Act 2013. Apenisa Wangai Randovu reports.
The bill was to amend the Maritime Transport Act 2013 to allow for the issuance of coasting trade licenses for up to 20 years instead of 1 year.
We want better ships in this country. We don't want. I've taken my children to Lau, the Kaumataningwane, and my children have slept on the floor. I've had to carry one of my daughters when she was around class 3 under an umbrella sitting on a kerosene, kerosene drum for the whole night because the ship was crowded. I don't want that to happen to anybody else. How do we try to address this problem, come up with solutions so we can have better ships?
Opposition MP Nikono Waikula suggested that he prefers the 1 year period.
Why did the fathers of this nation limit it to 1 year? Very good reason. Safety, safety, safety. Interest of the public, interest of the public, interest of the public. Common good, common good, common good. Because within that time, they can assess whether it is in the best interest of the public that it should continue.
The minister clarified that constant inspection will be carried out on the vessels despite the 20-year licenses.
So even though the license is given, you still have the regular checks that need to be done. I think in some cases you have the 6 monthly checks, the surveys that they are called, and also the annual ones. Those things will continue to be implemented.
The minister also clarified that the license will be on ships basis and not transferable within a company to different ships. Apenisa Wangirandobu, FBC News.
Up ahead, bill to require aerodomes to meet international standards and long-term solutions for agriculture sector. Details after the break.
Hi, Bula. I'm Selai from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, my name is Sotiama here in Ba. We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, I'm Miri. I'm from Lotoka and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Hi, my name is Fiona from Tavua and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, I'm Ini from Rakiraki. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
The children of missing helicopter pilot Gilbert Parker today laid wreaths around the area the helicopter is believed to have crashed in the Natewa Bay. It's been 6 days now since the helicopter downed in the bay along with its pilot and 2 passengers. One passenger's body has been recovered, while search for the 2-year-old child and the pilot continues. Eleanor Tarangaivu reports.
Bradley and Cassandra Parker arrived into the country from Australia on Tuesday and have been briefed on the progress of the search and recovery operation. Today, the two paid their last respects to their father, going out to see where the helicopter is believed to have crashed to lay their wreaths. They were accompanied by a police forensics team. Meanwhile, investigator in charge of the crash, Andrew McGregor, was out at sea today with the Fiji Navy hydrographic team using the multi-beam sonar.
Today we made good progress with the search of the wreckage of the helicopter, thanks to the Navy and other helpful people. We haven't finished. Weather conditions were good. We hope that they'll be the same or similar or better tomorrow. We haven't found anything.
The team was scouring a 2.1 square nautical miles area of interest in the Natewa Bay between Korotasere and Bonobo.
We've got some good technology on board thanks to the Navy's assistance, and I'm hopeful that we'll find something in the next few days.
The operation has been called off for the day and will resume tomorrow morning.
Sure, we may have some news tomorrow. Who knows?
The ground teams today conducted shoreline and coastal search covering over 20 kilometers. Eleanor Turangaibiu, FBC News.
There are no specialised labs in the country to test processed food, says Local Government Minister Pramila Kumar. Kumar made this comment after SODELPA President Rofilipe Tuisawao said in Parliament that the Consumer Council needs to increase surveillance on imported food products. Catherine Krishna reports.
The SODELPA president has made claims that certain imported food products are the reason behind the increase in non-communicable diseases.
Fiji is an importer of raw and refined goods and has been one of the victims of second-hand products. A lot of cars is coming to the country, not only vehicles, but recently we have seen a lot of foodstuffs, etc., animal byproducts, and this has resulted in health and environmental issues from the consumer compliance side.
In response, Local Government Minister Pramila Kumar said the council carried out product testing and the food items were sent to Singapore for this test.
So as and when the money was made available, the products were tested. But we do not have a high standard lab in the country to do such kind of testing, because otherwise any company can take you to court for releasing such data when your labs are not certified.
Kumar says the council's officers are always on the ground conducting market surveillance and monitoring food products on supermarket shelves. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
The government is committed to finding long-term solutions to the issues faced by the Agriculture Ministry. This was highlighted by former Agriculture Minister Enise Ruratu while contributing to the 2013 annual review of the ministry. Kritika Kumar reports new crop varieties have been introduced to increase agriculture production and decrease importation.
Agricultural products are imported not only for locals but to also meet the demand in the hotel and tourism industry.
The high import level, we must all understand this, is not only about feeding Fiji's own people, but we have an equal number of tourists visiting the country every year. So we need to feed them with proper food and nutrition.
Opposition Member of Parliament William Gavoka claimed that low production in the agriculture sector is costing the hotel industry.
What the hotels buy to prepare for the visitors, what they buy is reflected in the menu prices. And we all know that Fiji is very expensive in that area, F&B.
The former Agriculture Minister responded, saying a lot of progress has been made over the years and nothing happens overnight.
I just wish to urge all the members of the House, let's go back to our respective communities and encourage the people to do more.
Seruratu stated production was low in 2013 as the tropical cyclones in 2012 devastated the agriculture sector, which takes time to recover. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
The Civil Aviation Amendment Bill 2019 was passed in Parliament this morning. Civil Aviation Minister Ayaz Said Qayyum says the amendment will require aerodomes to meet international standards. Sainyan Imboila reports.
Honourable members.
The Civil Aviation Amendment Bill will allow for longer validity of license compared to the 12 months normally given to qualified aerodromes.
However, other certificates issued by CAF allow for a longer validity period. The bill therefore seeks to amend the Act to allow for a longer validity period for certificate registration of approval of an aerodrome. As highlighted when introducing this bill, Mr. Speaker, sir, Clause 1 of the bill provides for the short title and commencement. If passed by Parliament, the amending legislation will come into force on a date or dates appointed by the Minister responsible for civil aviation by notice in the Gazette.
But opposition member Nikuno Waikula thinks otherwise, as he believes that one-year license gives the government time to review the license holder before another term is given.
That was 1 year. Licenses, by its very nature, by its name, are normally 1 year because it gives the opportunity for the government or for anyone giving it to review it in relation to safety, review it in relation to performance. That is the very nature. But here, we see that it gives too much power to the minister.
Syed Qayyum says they have had consultations with the Civil Aviation Authority only, as it does not affect the day-to-day travelling public. Sainyan Imboila, FBC News.
And it's business time now with Apinisa.
Thank you, Jackie. 90% coming up, 90% businesses do not have waste disposal permits. And in growing Fiji, Plant 4 Million Trees initiative gains momentum. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulaloba. और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot.
Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's #1.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है। हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और कहीं भी रहता हम लोग कल मिर्ची FM सुनता। गौल टाउन तावा में मिर्ची FM दागो मामा।
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
%90 of business operators do not have waste disposal permits. Environment Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says this was due to the miscommunication between the department offering business licenses and department offering waste permit by then governments. Dr. Reddy clarified they do not prosecute these businesses but work with them until they are compliant.
Do we go and close these operations down? Certainly not. We go and work with them to ensure they're now putting all the requirements in place. If they don't have them in place, and we offer them a permit. Mr. Speaker said, that is the way to go. The department is a facilitator, a regulator. Mr. Speaker said, the department through appointed litter prevention officers also enforces the Litter Act of 2008.
In an effort to keep up with its customers' high demand, Digicel Fiji today launched its new BOSS plan. Chief Executive Mike Craig says the BOSS plan is the first of its kind for any network in Fiji. Kelly Vadhala reports.
Digicel has been looking into the telecommunications market and the new plan is something the customers wanted.
Our customers told us that they want a plan where they're the king of everything. They're the boss. And so we listened and we did that. We've just launched the BOSS plan, and that is talk, it's text, it's data, and it's social.
Greg says the plans not only aim to keep its business customer focused, but to also ensure Fijians are updated with the latest happenings.
So this is an excellent offer, it's great value for money, and it's for people that want everything in one bundle, simplicity and excellent value. The values that everybody's used to, $5, $10, etc.
The BOSS bundle has everything, talk, text, data and social, and it's available daily, weekly and monthly. Kelly Vadhala, FBC News.
We now join Gary from HFC Bank with the latest from the money world.
The Australian dollar rose and the Kiwi gained as a stronger than expected fixing of the Chinese yuan eased concerns about further escalation in the US-China trade tensions. According to the Azora Bank in Tokyo, the rebound in stocks and the yuan fixing are preventing a deterioration in confidence. The US dollar and pound sterling gained, while haven and commodity currencies weakened on Tuesday as the US-China trade war eased a bit. The relation of the Aussie dollar to the US dollar changed little as investors dipped back into the commodity-based currency after the nation's central bank left interest rates unchanged. However, the Reserve Bank of Australia says it's likely to take longer than expected for inflation to return to 2%. And that's all from HFC Bank for now. Vinaka.
Here are today's exchange rates as set this morning. With trade tension and stock market uncertainty, once again the foreign exchange market was volatile. The Fiji dollar rose against the newly fixed Chinese yuan and made a healthy gain against the New Zealand dollar, but the Sangamoli showed a decline against the other currencies we cover. Looking at commodities, crude oil continued its drop at $52 a barrel. Gold continued to climb and reach $1,501 per ounce, and silver closed up at $17.14 per ounce. In growing Fiji, over 400,000 different species of seedlings have been planted since the 4 Million Trees in 4 Years initiative was launched in January. Forest Minister Oceana Ngamu says the initiative aims to create a healthy and safe environment for future generations. Ngamu says the initiative is also part of government's commitment to expand the economy through the forestry sector.
Most of our HQ staff are stationed at Deuba, assisting the communities
rehabilitating our nursery for seedlings for the next financial year.
That's it from Business Tonight. Sports is up next with Jamie.
Thanks, Apanisa. Up ahead in sports, QVS with a bit of history in its favor going into Dean's final, and Suva ready for BOG semis. This and more coming up.
Navango Maria, Maramani Waya Manatu Sawa, waiting to Nandi, Yaundo Marataka, Navarro, and Radio Fijuan.
Yawa Asna Tili, Yawa Maga Monica. Tondo Barro Vale, Bonadoma Viti Lambasa.
Bula, Nadango Prosan Garce, Goer Kraki, the Television Navarro and Radio Fijuan, Nadomi Vit. Nadango Chanibukia, Omoni Namosi, and the Talita Navarro and Radio Fijuan, Nadomi Viti.
Radio Fijuan, Nandomo Viti.
Hype is building for the Vodafone Dean's Under-18 final between Queen Victoria and Ratu Kandavulevu School. While QVS may have lost 3 times to RKS in the Eastern Zone this year, those results are history for the boys in blue, who have a bit of Dean's history on their side. Akula Dama reports.
The Vodafone Dean's final against RKS on Saturday will be a different ball game altogether, and QVS captain Semi Tauya Vudha says they have a huge task at hand.
We know we haven't beaten RKS in the zones and zone final, but this Saturday it's going to be another chance and another game. It's going to be the last game.
Fiji Secondary Schools Rugby Union Vice President Bill Dolati says history favors QVS.
When this cup was introduced back in 1939, it was QVS that took the cup for the first time. Then in 2012, we decided to change it from under-19 to under-18. Again, QVS went away with the cup. Now when we are celebrating this 80th year, that's what we are talking about within the executive. Is it going to be QVS again?
But former QVS Dean's player and Fiji Ndrua coach Senirusi Seruvakula says RKS play with a lot of confidence, which was evident against LDS and Luvu College last week.
And something that I like about RKS, they are a very consistent team, and they play 80 minutes rugby. And it shows on the last 2 minutes or 5 minutes on Saturday in the last week's semi-final.
QVS will take on RKS at 4:20 p.m. on Saturday at Lawanga Park in Singatoka. Aquila Dama, FBC Sports.
The monetary rewards for secondary schools rugby has increased for this year. This was revealed by the Fiji Secondary Schools Rugby Union at a press conference this morning. The biggest share of the prize purse at Lawanga Park this Saturday will go to the under-18 finalists.
We have agreed to increase further the prize money that is going to be shared by the 2 teams, especially the under-18s this year. It was 9,000 last year. We have increased it to 10,200 this year. And the total prize money that is going to be given out in the finals this year is going to be 30,000.
The Ratu Kandavulevu School under-14 rugby team are no strangers to Suva Grammar School coach Malakai Toeli. Toeli coached many of the under-14 RKS players when they were in the Veyuto primary school team. Faria Begum has more.
With the team going in as underdogs, grammar coach Malakai Toeli says they will be ready with all the tools to take on defending champions RKS.
Yeah, we'll have to defend against RKS if we want to have any chance of winning. So our defense will really need to be tight on Saturday.
Team captain Emoni Sariki, who will be playing against his former teammates, says he's ready for the battle.
I feel very much scared a little bit, but on the other hand, I'll try to make my best with all my boys to play them on and show them a great game that Grammar can win this competition.
On the other hand, Grammar Vice Captain Sunia Rangene says crowd support has a big impact on them, and he has a special message for all fans out there.
I would like to ask them to wish all the best in our games on Saturday with finals.
Suva Grammar takes on RKS in the under-14 final on Saturday at 8:20 a.m. at Lawanga Park in Singatoka. Faria Begum, FBC Sports.
Europe club teammates representing their national teams will go head-to-head when the Flying Fijians and Samoa meet this Saturday. While the players anticipate a tough challenge from our Pacific neighbors, they're eager to maintain their unbeaten run at home this year. Faria Begum has more.
Home crowd is always an advantage for the Flying Fijian players, says coach John McKee.
Fantastic for the boys to play here in Fiji. You know, the crowd really give them a lift. You know, they're playing for the Fijian people and, you know, for their families. And, you know, for the Fijian people to get out and support them, that's a really good thing.
Winger Filippo Nakosi, while speaking about the match against Samoa, says it will be a difficult one.
It's going to be a high expectation this week against Samoa, especially playing along against some of our teammates back in Europe. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one, and we're just looking forward for this one.
Meanwhile, fly half Josh Matavesi says playing alongside brother has been a good experience.
Yeah, it's good. Obviously, he's in the forward, so I don't really see him that much, but just to be able to be with him day to day is quite nice. And our wife and kids are over now, so you know, they're getting to enjoy the family experience in Fiji, so it's a good all-round experience.
Fiji takes on Samoa on Saturday at 7:15 p.m. at the ANZ Stadium in Suva. Faria Begum, FBC Sports.
Preparations for the Suva football side for the Inc. Mobile BOG semi-final clash with Lautoka is on track. The side qualified for the semi-finals after holding defending champions Mba to a 0-0 draw last weekend. Felipe Naikaso reports.
The Suva soccer team is expecting a tough semi-final clash with Lautoka, especially with the match being played on the Blues' home turf.
Nothing to be taken away from Lautoka. Is one of the best sides in the country at the moment, and they had some ups and downs, but they have regrouped very quickly, and which is a positive sign, and that shows there is a lot of unity in the team.
The side is also keeping a close eye on captain Emori Rangata, who was stretchered off last weekend against Ba following a collision. Swami has also stated that come game day, they will be ready.
It depends all on the boys now, how they perform in the ground. If they want to win, they can do whatever they want to do to win.
For the players, they know the task at hand.
Yes, I guess this would be our third qualifying rounds to the tournaments. Last two tournaments we fell short of finals. But yes, like I said earlier, the coaches mapped up a plan for us.
The Suva soccer team last won the BG title back in 1995, and last year the side fell short to Mba in the final. This year they will play Lautoka in the second semi-final at 8:30 p.m. at Churchill Park. Felipe Naikaso, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Secondary Schools Hockey National Finals started at Nandovu Grounds in Lautoka today. 13 schools are taking part in the tournament, with the majority of them from the West. Fiji Secondary Schools Hockey President Emmanuel Prasad says they had a very interesting opening day and they look forward to the finals tomorrow.
We have 4 schools from Suva, we have 7 schools from the West, and we have 2 schools from the old capital. I think all the schools are enjoying themselves with the competition.
Welcoming home with pride a child who did not bring home a medal or trophy is something all parents should learn from. Pitambaini Koro, a parent of one of the Fiji Baseball Under-12 team reps, says his message to his son is to keep his head held high as he has done his country proud. Faria Begum has more.
It was not easy for Peter Mbaini Koro to let his youngest go alone to Taiwan.
To letting the child go, it was first week it was really uneasy for us, to cope with it. But then again, we know it's a calling for the national team. We were so thankful that we were able to be selected and go out and represent Fiji.
FBC Sports also caught up with the shy Chonilendua who shared his experience in Taiwan.
When I went and I saw how the foods, I remembered what we are used to eating here in Fiji. So I had no option, but I had to taste Taiwanese food, and it was really good too.
Meanwhile, it was also a proud moment for coach Kento Oshima as he has developed a bond with the team.
I believe our boys changing a lot. Behavior, attitude, everything changed a lot.
The strong bond between the coach and the young team was evident yesterday, and he also apologized to the boys if they had felt he was strict to them at times. Faria Begum, FBC Sports.
That's it from sports tonight, but coming up in the world of the weird and wonderful, a boy in Florida, USA, dials 911 to order pizza. Jackie tells you what happened next after the break.
हमारा नाम उमेश कुमार, हम रहता है लेबू और रेडियो फीजी में हरदम सुनता है, बहुत पुराना गाना लगे और बहुत रोज सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा लगे हमको।
उमेश चंद्रा और कांता चंद्रा हमारा वाइफ है। हम लोग रेडियो फीजी 2 बहुत सुंदर से सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम, नंबर 1 रेडियो।
कुमार स्वामी नायक है, गोंगो लेबू लटो का रेडियो फीजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे, हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे।
कुमार नाकाफी में रहता है, रेडियो फीजी 2 सुनता है।
रेडियो फीजी 2, देश की धड़कन।
And Kritika joins us now with the latest in weather.
Warm easterly winds flowed over Fiji today, bringing us drier weather and clearing skies. Looking at the west, it was sunny in most areas and a fine day to be at one of the Coral Coast resorts. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, there were clear skies early in the day, but the onshore winds brought some afternoon cloudiness and the threat of light showers. And up north, another fine sunny day. At sea, easterly winds 15 to 20 knots and moderate to rough seas. Looking at the tides, the next high tide is at 1:13 a.m. followed by low tide at 7:40 a.m. Sunrise is at 6:30. For tomorrow, expect another clear, generally sunny day with a slim chance of showers in the east, and it's going to be fairly warm. Tomorrow's temperatures, most areas will be in the high 20s and some will hit the low 30s. And looking further on to Saturday and the weekend, expect fairly clear skies, sunshine, and maybe the weekend we've all been waiting for. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Kritika. In Fijian Pulse segment tonight, we ask, are you happy with the performance of the Flying Fijians in the build-up to the Rugby World Cup so far?
They have a good team, and then they can do better. I've seen their game between Canada, they did well, and they can improve on their performance.
They can improve in their game during this Saturday at ANZ Stadium, and best of luck for the game.
Their performance are good, especially for the team forwards and the backs. Good.
It's good for the defense and attack. They should keep it on.
Flying Fijians is a good team, and with good game plan and structure, they will be able to counter other big teams.
From the previous matches in the PNC, we can judge that Fiji are doing well, especially in the backline. We have likes of Ben Wolowola, Charlie Watumboa, and Semi Randa. I think if the forwards work well on the lineouts and scrums, and the set pieces, I think Fiji will do well in the Rugby World Cup.
Recapping the main stories for tonight, Prime Minister calls Sedelpa's Mbulitavu a bully. Sedelpa says no confidence vote motion against PM was withdrawn on technicality, and service providers to pay 10 cents levy on every gigabyte data used. For these stories and others, tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. To our poll question this week, we're asking, should Fiji introduce unbranded packaging for tobacco? Visit our FBC website to answer. And our shot of the day, sunset at Sawaeke village on the island of Ngau, taken by Lena Reese. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj. Share it with us via Facebook page, FBC News. Follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe. Good night.
We love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bulaminaka, I'm Linda Fong. I studied at Suva.
I love listening to Today FM because they play latest music and they rock.
Hi, my name is Osnate. I'm from Ba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm a curator from Nandi. We love listening to Today FM. Here in Nandi, it rocks.
Hi, I'm Shania. I'm from Lotoka and I love Today FM and it rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.